All right. Welcome to the Resilient Spirit Journal Jumpstart for February. And I am glad that you're here. I'm Laura Elly Hudson. I'm joining you today from La Grande, Oregon, which is on land sacred to the Walla Walla, Cayuse, Umatilla, and Nez Perce tribes here in the United States. As a spiritual guide, story coach, pastor, writer, and founder of Resilient Spirit, I work with creatives and change makers and anyone who longs to make a difference. My clients deepen their relationships with sacred mystery, other people, and the earth so that they can cultivate change and cultivate courage, resilience, and creative power, increase their personal impact in the world, and enjoy vibrant well being while they play their unique part in changing the world. This journal jumpstart will help you pause, calm yourself, and connect into your body, mind, and spirit, and give you space to express your authentic voice and your soul wisdom through writing. And just, I always like to offer a word before we get going that it can be normal to feel a little nervous on the edge of writing and expressing yourself. It can feel risky. So you might have a moment of wondering, is this going to work for me? Will I be able to write today? And just know that you are not alone in feeling those things. Give yourself some loving compassion when stuff like that comes up inside you. And remember that this practice is about experimentation and not about perfection. It's just a way to play on the page and allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. And that is the success, is if you can stay through the practice and let yourself feel what you're feeling. So I invite you to get your writing materials, have them ready, and find a comfortable place to be, whether you're seated or standing or even lying down, so that you can lengthen your spine and you can allow your breath to move freely through your body and have a sense of connection with the ground beneath you. We'll have about 5 minutes of meditation to help us settle our nervous energy, and then a prompt to give you some entry points for your writing. We'll have about 10 minutes total of writing time, including listening to the prompt. So let us begin. As you settle in, I invite you to allow yourself to work out any kind of nervous energy that you have, to, you know, shake out any wiggles, maybe roll your shoulders a few times, maybe roll your neck, let your nose trace a circle one way and then the other. Just kind of settle in, maybe lifting your shoulders and then letting your shoulders out down as you exhale in a big whoosh, blowing through your lips. Maybe taking a big deep breath and then sighing it out. And if it feels right to you, you might close your eyes or just allow your gaze to kind of soften into the distance. Notice your breath right now. Just notice its present texture, letting your attention travel kind of inwardly to your belly, observing the rising and the falling of your belly as you breathe. And if it feels right or soothing, you might try placing a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly, just as a way of soothing yourself, being present with yourself and your body. And as always, any suggestions I give in this meditation, feel free to let go of them if they are not for you. Just allow yourself to notice what you notice, and without judgment, with total compassion and tenderness for yourself. And as you breathe, just allowing a kind of a quick scan of your body, your head, your face, your neck and your shoulders. And as you breathe in, feeling the expansion. And as you breathe out, noticing some softening or allowing some softening into any places of tension. Releasing any unnecessary tension. Down your shoulders to your chest, your lungs, your ribs, front and back. Breathing and softening any tension in your heart space. Now to your belly, beautiful bowl of your pelvis and your internal organs all held, contained within you. Breathing and softening. Your strong thighs, your hamstrings, your calves, your ankles. Softening, giving yourself tenderness as you breathe in and breathe out. Your feet, the top and bottom, your toes, softening and grounding to the floor beneath you. Just noticing how your whole body is held safely in this moment by the ground beneath you, by your chair, by the air around you. And just continuing to breathe and soften for one more minute. I invite you to try repeating this phrase to yourself as you breathe in, saying to yourself, I trust. And then as you exhale, as you breathe out, saying to yourself, I rest. Breathing in, I trust. Breathing out, I rest. I trust. I rest. And as the meditation comes to a close, let yourself give thanks for your breath and your body, for their devotion to your vitality. Just letting yourself trust and rest in this moment of gracious acceptance of yourself and others. And saying thank you as you come back to this space and get ready as you come back to the space and you let yourself find your writing materials. I invite you to listen to a poem. This poem is by the poet and author Mark Nepo. And as you listen to the poem, you may want to write down any word or phrase that catches your ear to serve as a starting place for your writing. I will also give you a few prompts at the close of the poem that you can use as entry points. And as always, take what works for you, leave the rest. So here is the poem. It's called Accepting This by Mark Nepo. Yes, it is true. I confess I have thought great thoughts and sung great songs, all of it rehearsal for the majesty of being held. The dream is awakened when thinking, I love you, and when saying, I love you, and joy moves like blood when embracing others with love. My efforts now turn from trying to outrun suffering to accepting love wherever I can find it. Stripped of causes and plans and things to strive for, I have discovered everything I could need or ask for is right here in flawed abundance. We cannot eliminate hunger, but we can feed each other. We cannot eliminate loneliness, but we can hold each other. We cannot eliminate pain, but we can live a life of compassion. Ultimately, we are small living things awakened in the stream, not gods who carve out rivers. Like human fish, we are asked to experience meaning in the life that moves through the gill of our heart. There is nothing to do and nowhere to go. Accepting this, we can do everything and go anywhere. So that's Mark Nepo. And here are some invitations to consider as you respond to this poem in any way that you would like. And you're always welcome uh, to write from your own experience, to fictionalize, to mythologize, to just find any way that you want to work with these prompts. And so there are some invitations in the chat. I will put the poem in the chat as well. The invitations are this: describe what it's like for you to be held or to hold another in the embrace of love. Or write about what blocks you from being held or holding another in the embrace of love. Or imagine what it might be like to let life move through the gill of your heart like a fish in the stream. And then if you like, I like to play with words in my prompts with these prompts, but here are some words from the poem that you can play with, some words and phrases. And I'll go ahead and put the poem or a link to the poem by Mark Nepo in the chat. There it is. Okay. So I invite you to continue breathing as you put your pen to paper or you put your fingers to your keyboard and allow whatever wants to come through you to be expressed. I always like to remind you, first thought, best thought. Just allow yourself to use whatever the first thing that comes to you is and just trust that it's a good enough thing, a good enough place to begin. And if you get stuck along the way, let yourself just pause for a moment and recenter, breathe, and then just see what comes up. Let your intuition move you, let your senses around you move you, however you receive inspiration. We have about 1 minute left. So as you continue to write and breathe, allow yourself to come to a place of stopping, knowing that you can return at any time to this jumpstart piece that you've created and shape it more carefully, or just allow it to return you to the reflection that you've had today. So thank you for taking this time with me to practice and to express yourself, and to connect with all that wisdom inside you. May you be well, and I hope we meet again next time. Go in peace.